Welcome to US Base News Channel. Operations in the Donbass in Ukraine are being increased in a strategic direction. Attacks were launched at key points in both Luhansk and Donetsk, and explosions were heard. Logistics points of the Russian soldiers are being destroyed one by one. Strong attacks were launched again at a critical point in Donetsk. Flow of Russian military shipments in Luhansk can come to a complete stop at any moment. If the Russian army cannot reach enough resources, it will not have a chance in the east. Various aids began pouring into the Ukrainian army. Armored vehicle aid announced from Canada to Ukraine. United States has announced that it will deliver Sea Sparrow anti-aircraft missiles, a first for Ukraine. Support given and the aid sent in the war now determine the fate of the countries. As the mutual attacks on the fronts intensified, relations between countries began to gain more critical importance. Especially in recent weeks, the events on the eastern front of Ukraine have not calmed down. Every day, new operations are launched at critical points, and in these operations, skill differences between soldiers emerge. As it is known, the vast majority of Russia's current soldiers consist of untrained soldiers, who have lost experienced soldiers due to the mistakes made since the beginning of the war. Later, as a result of the mobilization of many undertrained soldiers, both losses and defeats increased significantly. Moreover, Ukraine, on the contrary, can gain advantage many times thanks to its skilled and experienced soldiers. Fact that the Ukrainian army has been advancing in the direction of strategic targets since the beginning of the war causes the Russian army to have much more difficulty in the course of the war. Because, in line with these strategic moves, critical Russian military points are being reduced by hitting them. This time, the Ukrainian army destroyed the railway line used by Russian troops to transport military personnel, military equipment and ammunition near the Russian-controlled Shastia region in Luhansk Oblast. Russia is already having trouble replenishing its ammunition due to sanctions. That is why the destruction of Russia's ammunition causes a huge problem for the Russian troops. It is known that the railway line of Shastia on the Luhansk front was destroyed by explosives. It was previously identified that this railway line was used by Russian troops to transport military power and military equipment. With this attack, Ukraine carried out a successful work. Moreover, it is known that Russia mostly uses the railway in its military shipments to Ukraine. For these reasons, hitting these points will provide a serious advantage for the Ukrainian army, and it will cause serious military logistics problems for the Russian soldiers. Because, over time, it will become much more difficult for the Russian army to reach sufficient military resources, as the supply point has decreased significantly. This will cause the operational power of the Russian soldiers at the front to decrease significantly and to lose the regions rapidly. At the same time, tensions continue in the Donetsk region. It has been reported that attacks have started again at an important point in Donetsk. It was announced that a series of explosions were heard in the Makiivka region of Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast. Explosions are known to be very powerful. However, no clear information about the damage in the region has been shared yet. In the shared videos, it is seen that there is a strong explosion in Makiivka. No clear information has yet been shared about whether the air defense systems in the region are working and what kind of weapon the attack took place. It has been reported that 89 Russian soldiers were neutralized as a result of the attack carried out by the Ukrainian armed forces using American HIMARS missile systems in Makiivka. Afterwards, there was another attack that did great damage. No official statement has been made about the explosions yet. However, one of the most important features of this region is its location. As it is known, this region is located at a border point to the center of Donetsk Oblast. This suggests that there are many Russian headquarters and experienced Russian soldiers in the region. It is also estimated that there are command points due to its location. At these command points, important issues such as the distribution of military shipments on the front can also be determined. For these reasons, all the moves made in this region will cause great losses and defeats on behalf of the Russian army. This ensures that the moves made on the front have a greater importance. It is thought that operations against these regions will be increased in the coming days. On the other hand, sufficient military resources are the most important condition for the continuity of these operations. Although Russia is having a hard time in this regard, Ukraine is getting stronger day by day thanks to various supports from countries. This time, news came from Canada about military equipment aid to Ukraine. According to the statements, Canada will send 300 Senator armored vehicles to Ukraine in order to gain an advantage in the war. It is aimed to organize the deliveries of these vehicles by the end of the year. At the same time, it was stated that the first 100 armored vehicles would be delivered within 3 months, while the remaining vehicles could be extended until the end of the year. Since these armored vehicles will provide a significant advantage to the Ukrainian soldiers in ground operations, the Russian army will have more difficulties in this situation. At the same time, according to another critical aid news, Ukraine continues to receive weapons from the United States that it did not receive before. Ukraine's air defense and skies are getting stronger than ever before. This war, which Russia started with the thought that it would end immediately, will be 1 year towards the end of February, but the fact that Russia is still continuing this war has become unbelievable. It shows that it will be very difficult for Russia to regain its former power with what it has lost on Ukrainian territory. Russian Federation lost over 111,000 soldiers in this war, and experienced soldiers in the Russian troops decreased significantly as Ukraine neutralized high-ranking soldiers in the Russian forces. Since Russia's chance of success on the ground was very low, it concentrated on missile attacks, but its attacks in this direction also caused Ukraine to buy weapons that it could not get before. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky recently left his country for the first time and visited the United States. With this visit, it was announced that support to Ukraine would continue. Since then, it has been announced that new weapons will be delivered to Ukraine. Moreover, this time it has been announced that the United States will deliver the Sea Sparrow anti-aircraft missiles to Ukraine for the first time. It is known that this delivery will take place in the coming weeks. It was stated that such missiles were previously tested on Ukrainian soil and were successful against cruise missiles. It is estimated that Ukraine has also upgraded its Buk air defense systems to use American missiles. In addition, it is stated that the missiles will be guided by targets from NATO planes besides ground-based radars, and therefore it will be very difficult to detect and hit such air defense systems. It is not known exactly how many missiles the United States will supply Ukraine, but the supply is estimated to be in the hundreds as the United States has such weapons in large numbers. Supply of RIM-7 Sea Sparrow missiles to Ukraine seems to strengthen Ukraine's defense. In the event that such various military equipment and ammunition are sent to Ukraine, the Russian army will not have much chance of war. For this, the support provided, the steps taken and all kinds of decisions to be made are of much greater importance. We'll see what happens in the next few days. We have reached the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.